Sorry about that, my friend. I should be back live now. Like I was saying, I am trying out some new. Yeah, my mic should be working now, bro. So, what's up, Bernard Howard? What's going on, man? So, I dropped some content today. Dropped some videos about um, Errol Spence versus Boots Ennis. Dropped some content the last few days about Boots Ennis and Terrence Crawford. And boy, I was getting a whole lot of pushback in the comment section. So hey, I don't duck no smoke, right? So I'm giving everybody the opportunity to come talk to me, straight up. This is the first time I'm featuring this call-in feature. So trying it out. Want to get the opportunity to kind of connect with people and talk and just talk boxing, man, and see what's going on. Amnesia, you was one of the ones that was coming at me, man. We'll call in, bro. Call in. Let's talk about it. Hey, Amnesia. For me, man, it's all about a boxing community, man. That's all it's about for me, man. So it's never personal with me. If you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. It's all about us coming together, man, and just talking about the sport. So you see the number on the screen, man. Call me. I'm waiting for call. That's what I want to do. I will. Greg came online tonight for the smoke. Who got the smoke for me? Let's go. And I'm gonna go back to what I said before. So, and I stand on this. When you go back and you look at the WBO rankings back from December 2021, Boots Ennis was ranked number 2. Um, Virgil Ortiz was ranked number 1. In the IBF, Boots Ennis was ranked number 3, but the number 1 and number 2 spots were open. So the quickest route for him was the IBF. Everybody keep talking about what he can do right now, but the decision that he made was months ago. And people don't want to talk about the fact that he made that decision months ago. So when he made that decision, he went the IBF route. He got the eliminator fight with Castillo Clayton, and now he's fighting for the interim IBF title. That was the right move. If you look at the WBO, they got the same 2 top contenders, Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis, from all the way 14 months ago. Now tell me how that makes sense. The only thing that's changed is number 3. Back then, Conor Ben was number 3. Today, Keith Thurman is number 3. And when he defended against um, Sean Porter, he should have fought again his mandatory 9 months later, which would have put him in July. Per their rules, they give you extensions or leeway if you are a super champion. But in this particular case, because he was not negotiating with Errol Spence, then he should have actually been fighting the next best opponent available to him. That next best opponent would have been either Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis. Virgil said he didn't want it. So the next best available person would have been Boots Ennis. And I dare somebody to call me and tell me and show me why that logic doesn't make sense. Because I saw a lot of people in the comment section saying that didn't make sense. Call me. Let me know why it doesn't make sense. I'm here. I'm here for the smoke. Facts, film study. Facts. In the WBO, they're helping them duck. Now, one of the things that the subscribers have told me that I didn't even realize was that the WBO they're in bed with Bob Arum. So it does make sense that they're giving them so much leeway. But the reason why I brought all this up is because every time I turn around, you hear a Terrence Crawford fan talking about Errol Spence, talking about Errol did this and Errol hasn't defended since then or that. So your boy not defending either. He's been WBO champion since 2018. And he's averaged 2 defenses, Mean Machine and Sean Porter. Those are the only 2 defenses he's had. So you guys tell me what it is. I'm waiting for Amnesia to call me. I mean, I don't know why he hasn't called me. He could when you think about it. Like film study, think about it, right? So Bud has not defended the title in several months. Now they give you, I use the 18 months, and I stand by that. I think that's based on precedence. And that's the reason why many of us use 18 months. But when you think about Bud Crawford and where he is currently, he hasn't defended his title in 14 months. In 14 months, he hasn't defended his title. So when is he supposed to defend the title? Oh, my bad, Amnesia. My bad. My bad, bro. I thought you were talking about the video that I made earlier because I had a lot of people coming in there when I mentioned that the WBO is helping Terrence Crawford duck Boots Ennis. Um, Now from a Errol Spence versus Boots Ennis, I'm sorry, I got Errol, and I love Boots. I love what Boots showing me so far, but at the same time, Boots ain't really been in there with no really tough competition. I still need to see what Boots looks like when he gets in the ring with somebody that can really crack, somebody that can really box, someone that can really move. So no disrespect to Boots. I think, yeah, I mean, he looks like he's the goods, but we won't know until he gets in there with higher level competition. We got to see that first. Exactly. Exactly. We haven't even seen him in there with a fighter half of Spence's half the fighter that Spence is film study. So how is it that I'm just gonna be able to come up here and say that he can beat Spence down? I get what he was saying. Oh, I'll push him back. I'll go to the body. I'll use the jab. And I get it because many of the things and many of the strengths that a fighter has, when you do it to them, they struggle with it. But I've seen Spence move backwards. Spence can move. I've seen Spence be able to fight on the inside. We know that Errol is one of the best on the inside. So talking about you gonna come in the inside and just outdo Errol, I can't see it. Now, Boots is hella rangy. Hella rangy. He got a really long stick, so he might be able to out jab Errol. I mean, he's rangy. He's big, 5'10". I think Errol's 5'9.5" with a 70. I believe it's a 72-inch reach, and I believe Boots has a 74-inch reach. So yeah, he might be able to out jab him. But those other two things, man, that's easier said than done, bro. Facts, film study. Facts. Facts. But man, I'm surprised, man. Everybody been asking for this call-in number. We got the call-in number up. Ain't nobody called in yet. Maybe some of my regulars ain't here yet. Maybe they'll catch up with this very soon. But so what do y'all think about that video that I made in terms of the WBO and PGH Big Dog? What's up, man? Salute, fam. This is an impromptu one, brother. I'm dropping it tonight. I said, you know what? I've been working on this thing for the last 2 days. I had my Rock Dog Interactive, man. Rock Dog Interactive been helping me out with this. And I wanted to test it out tonight to see if it worked. And we had so many people in the comment section today talking about this and that, and I'm lying, and I'm this and I'm that. And it's like, well, I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity to call in and see what they think. We can go. Ohio Star Lyrics, what's up, bro? I haven't seen you in a while, man. What's up? But yeah, man. So what do y'all think about that, man? WBO has not enforced Terrence Crawford to defend his title in 14 months. Per their rules, he should be defending his title every 9 months, unless he is negotiating for a unification bout or something that's for the betterment of the sport or something that will intrigue the fans. Now we know he haven't done a goddamn thing that's going to intrigue the fans because that Avanesian fight that was shit, complete shit. So we know he isn't doing anything to please the fans. So I mean, when is the WBO going to force Terrence Crawford to do something? I'm still waiting. Film study, exactly. Happy New Year, Ohio style. Film study, exactly. Exactly. Like, what the hell is going on with the WBO? I see. I get what manager Marty is saying that under the rules he should be stripped, but I don't know if they're going to actually strip him because honestly, it's my opinion that the WBO and Terrence Crawford they're in bed together. This is by design because if they really wanted to strip him, then why would they allow him to fight David Evanesian to begin with? The rules state 9 months. His defense was more than 9 months ago. They're not gonna strip him of anything. They're gonna let him keep doing the same shit because they're in bed with him. Exactly, film study. that the WBO is completely irrelevant. I have not heard anything like that, and I can tell you what, amnesia. I seriously doubt that, and here's why. Boots is going to win this weekend. He's going to win. As soon as he wins that title, he will not be in their rankings anymore. Neither of the sanction, none of the sanctioning bodies will include another champion in their rankings. So once he wins that interim belt, he's done. He's out of the WBO. And of course, the WBO knows that. That's why I keep saying the WBO is in bed with Terrence Crawford. How do you explain not enforcing your own rule? His last mandatory defense was November of 2021, which means he should have defended his title in July of 2022. We know that he was in negotiation with Errol Spence, so per their rules, yes, you should give him a break. But once he broke out those negotiations, help me understand why did they allow David Avenesian? It makes absolutely no sense at all. So that's where I'm at with that, man. That's where I'm at with it. Um, I really wish these Terrence Crawford fans were in here now. I really do. They were going hard today, man. They were going hard today. I just felt like I had to get on here and defend my good name. Amnesia, I felt like I had to come on here and defend my good name. Film study, Ohio style lyric. I had to come on here and defend my good name. And none of these boys show up. They won't show it like it's easy to not make sense when here's what I've learned, guys. It's easy to not make sense when you're just a person in the comment section, but when you get on stage and you're in front of everybody, it becomes hard to defend a stance or a point that doesn't make any damn sense. And these boys be making a whole lot of comments in the comment section that makes no damn sense whatsoever. So, man, what else y'all want to talk about tonight? Y'all got me for by a good 45 minutes, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to dig into it. What do y'all got for me? PGH, man, what you got for me? Amnesia, what you got for me? What y'all think about Bozy Ennis and what he said in terms of and and let me get the words exactly right because I had someone in the comment section saying that I was lying. But in reality, you could read between the lines. What Bozy Ennis said was, um, so they want basically if the WBO had given them a chance, they want that too. They would have went down that route too. So I can imply or infer that because they went down the IBF route, the IBF gave them an opportunity to actually win the belt. So what do you guys think about that? Because basically Bozy Ennis confirmed what I was saying before, which was there's been no movement in the WBO. They've had the same two top contenders for the last 14 months. Boots made the right decision to go down the path of the IBF because the WBO isn't doing anything. How do you have the same two top contenders over the last 14 months? You haven't ordered either. You should have ordered a fight between Virgil Ortiz and Terrence Crawford, or you should have ordered an eliminator between the top two contenders. They did neither. Oh, he ducked. Yeah, he ducked. PGH, big dog. Yeah, he ducked. Virgil ducked, bruh. That was a straight up duck. I can't call it any other way. Straight up, if I'm not mistaken, Oscar De La Hoya mentioned that they weren't ready for the fight. So yeah, he absolutely ducked Terrence Crawford in that case. No questions about it. Um, I I think that's probably true. I've been hearing that now amnesia. Do you mean that it's a guarantee that he's gonna fight Errol Spence or the winner of Stanionis and Ortiz is gonna fight Errol Spence next? I don't think that's a guarantee because most of these sanctioning bodies now they're coming up under common rules for 2023. Now I have not seen those common rules actually laid out, but at one of the last conventions they mentioned that they're going to come together and they're going to release some common rules that apply across all the sanctioning bodies. And it's for the betterment of the sport because they want them to be able to unify the titles. So I think if Errol Spence goes into the negotiation after the WBC defense in April, I hope it's April. If he goes into negotiation with Terrence Crawford, his next fight will not be the winner of Ortiz and Stanionis. I don't see that at all. That will not be the next fight. But he has to start negotiating with them. If he doesn't negotiate with them, then I think his next fight is going to be Boots. Nah, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. The only guarantee is that Terrence Crawford is going to fight either Rocha or Crowley. That's the only guarantee. That's certain, my friend. That is certain. What else we got, man? What else we got? I see we got 20 people in the building, man. It's got to be somebody that want to call in now. What's going on? Who gonna be the first to call in? Who gonna be the first to call in? Test out the new technology. I think Spence and Thurman is happening. We already know that Errol Spence petitioned the the WBA to give him the opportunity to defend his WBC title, and that was against Keith Thurman. So TGB Promotions is the one that actually filed that. That was back in February. So I believe that it's definitely gonna be um, Keith Thurman, and I definitely think it's gonna be in April. Eric Holloway, I'm in the A, baby. Johns Creek, I'm in the A. So you guys tell me, man, is Terrence Crawford, is he ducking boots? That's what I want to know. Is he ducking boots this Saturday? What are your thoughts on Rashidi Ellis fighting? I I like Rashidi Ellis. I like Rashidi Ellis. I think Rashidi is ranked. What is he ranked? Is it number 4 or 5 in the WBO currently? I would prefer Rashidi to go the WBO route, and here's why. I think I think Terrence Crawford would only be able to avoid him for one more fight, but then again, knowing what the WBO is currently doing, he'll be able to avoid it for another 2 years. But I like Rashidi. I like he got to make whatever decision he think is best. If he's going to IBF route, he's probably going that route because the WBO hasn't really been moving. Yeah, Dante, I like that. I like that. Spence versus Crawford, Thurman versus Boots, but I don't see that happening because I already think that Errol Spence has signed a contract to fight whoever it is he's going to fight. Now, is it possible for Errol to offer whoever it is that he's going to fight step aside money? I mean, is it conspicuous that we haven't heard anything from Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford in regards to spinning the block? Maybe they're talking behind the scenes now. Who knows? That would be amazing if they're talking behind the scenes right now and we get an announcement in the next few weeks that because in reality they really don't have to do any more negotiating. Um, I think the deal that Errol Spence probably offered Terrence Crawford back a few months ago, that's probably a great deal as far as Terrence Crawford is concerned today because his pay-per-view numbers, although I don't think they did like 10 or 15,000 buys, I think they did more than that. Certainly, they didn't do anything in the realm of something that would make him more marketable or put him in a position where he could have more leverage in negotiation. So I think that, maybe they could actually start that fight or start that negotiation back up and have that fight maybe early in the year. Who knows? That would be great if they could. Dante, you're not wrong. He's ducking all the competitive fights. He's ducking all the competitive fights. He's been ducking competitive fights for a long time now. When you think about Terrence Crawford, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, but shout out to Ray Jackson, man. Ray Jackson and I have been on Twitter for the last couple of days, and we dropped a couple of things on Twitter. Um, and we've just been talking about it. And I dropped basically a thumbnail that I did from months ago of his top 4 opponents in his career. And those top 4 opponents was Postal, Khan, um, who were the other two? God, I have to pull it up. I don't even remember the other ones that I listed. I don't even think I had Sean Porter in there. Ricky Burns and God, I'm drawing a blank on the fourth one. I can't remember who it was. But his resume, yeah, man, Ray Jackson, man, that's my guy. His resume is just not up to par. It's not up to snuff. Period. And then when you think about his resume at 147 pounds, listen, Sean Porter, definitely a good fighter, but Sean had one foot out the door. All you have to do is listen to Sean and listen to his post-fight comments, listen to his pre-fight comments. It was clear that Sean was looking for one more opportunity to make his mark, and then he was done with the sport. So Sean head wasn't really there. And when you think about Sean's performance of the first few or the first several rounds, Sean did a great job. So it's not like he wasn't really in the fight, even though, you know, he didn't really even have his head in the fight. So, and then the other best opponent in 147 for Terrence Crawford is Mean Machine. That's it. That's it. Nobody else has been. Kell Brook was washed. Amir Khan was washed. Who else did he fight? Benavidez. He was on one leg. Horn. I don't blame him for fighting Horn. Now he should have fought Horn because that was an opportunity to win a title. But Horn was a can. He didn't win that belt. He lost to Manny Pacquiao. BF just cooked Bud. Who is BF? Not sure who BF is. If Spence and Crawford fight, which platform will it be on? BLK or Showtime? It won't be on BLK Prime. I can tell you that shit. Not at all. One foot in and one foot out. Absolutely, Justin Cooper. He had one foot in, one foot out. That's the reason why I felt like it's a decent win. I'm not gonna take anything away from him for getting that win. But at the same time, that didn't feel like the same Sean Porter that got into the ring with Errol Spence. Yeah, exactly. He was with the WBO. That's what I'm saying. I don't begrudge him for taking that WBO title. He should have taken the WBO. I mean, it was available to him. He should have done it. But also, keep in mind, Bomac admitted that they went the WBO route because they didn't want to go any other route. So, at the same time, they're saying, everybody talking about why didn't somebody do this or why didn't Boots petition? Where did all this petition shit come from? Since when do you got a petition to get a goddamn title shot when you number one and number two? If number one is unavailable, why the fuck do you need the petition to get a title shot for the title? Like these Bud fans be killing me with all this petition. You got a petition. Why did he petition? It's so stupid. BF BFTB boxer. I don't know who that is. Oh, best fighting the best. Gotcha. Coach Joe, what's going on, man? Salute. All the world class welterweights are with the PBC. Facts. That's that was so. Just a little bit of history with me and Terrence Crawford, right? I used to like Terrence Crawford. People think I'm a Terrence Crawford hater. I'm actually not. Actually, I still like Terrence Crawford. But when I saw him against Gamboa, I was like, Gamboa's kind of small. Like Gamboa was small. He should have did that. I wasn't that impressed. And then Victor Postal, I felt like, well, Victor Postal is just kind of hyped up because he with Freddie Roach and he beat another Ken who was overhyped that Danny Garcia beat. And then I started seeing kind of like that avalanche of him becoming like, oh, he's the pound for pound and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, he's not really fighting the best guys out there. And then when his contract came, when it came time for him to renew his contract, and I was like, okay, he's absolutely going to go to the PBC because Terrence Crawford said he wants that smoke. That's what he's going to do. He's going to go to the PBC, and he resigns with Bob Arn. And he re-signed with Bob Arn because he wanted these large guarantees that he knew he wasn't going to be able to get at the PBC because he didn't put any asses in seats. And that's when my level of I won't say respect, but my my feelings towards Bud Crawford changed at that point. And that's the reason why I got an issue with him today because he had the opportunity. He should have become a free agent 3 or 4 years ago so he could have been fighting the best at the PBC and proving how great he is if he's truly that great. So that's the issue I have with Bud Crawford. Trill Hill, salute my guy. Samuel Washington, facts. Kenny Porter stopped him. That was some of the oddest stuff I've ever seen. Absolutely, PBC has that bad for sure. That's because he only wants Dante. He only wants the Spence fight for a certain amount of dollars. He doesn't want the Spence fight unless he's getting a certain amount of dollars. If he's not getting those dollars, then he doesn't want that Spence fight because that Spence fight is bad for his health. So he's willing to risk his health if the dollars are absorbing it. And I feel like he'll get a pretty good paycheck fighting Spence. I think Spence and Terrence Crawford can do 400,000, maybe 450,000 pay per view buys. I think they can do work. So, but he needs to make that dedication to making that fight, man. I haven't seen anything that would suggest he's going to. I'm still in the mindset that that fight's not going to happen. Period. Boxing nerd, I can't agree with you on that, man. I can't agree with you on that. That he's gonna be, well, yeah, he might be Bud, but I can't agree with you on Spence. Now, what would be interesting is to see him against Bud because of the styles and the similarities in terms of being able to switch up and liking to switch up. Now, personally, I don't think Bud is a switch hitter. I think he's a southpaw. I think he's a southpaw that starts off. I think he was a switch hitter when he was fighting lower competition, and then when I think he fought competition that was like B class, all of a sudden he was no longer a switch hitter because B class competition again. Back in the day, trainers would tell you not to switch because there's one stance that's your best stance, period. That's your best stance. So why are you doing something that's not your best stance? Clearly, Bud's best stance is a southpaw stance. That's what he's most effective out of. He's not really a switch hitter. Now, Jerron Ennis, he says he's definitely a switch hitter. He's as good from his right as his left. We'll see when he steps up his competition. Yeah, yeah, $450,000. Absolutely, big bread. 450,000 buys rather, big bread. Um, boxing nerd. I think it's really around. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't, and this may just be my bias. So forgive me if this is my bias. But based off what I see through our channel, I don't see a whole lot of Spence fans talking about Jerron Ennis and Jerron Ennis necessarily beating Bud. I see more Bud fans who feel like he could possibly beat Spence. And I don't even know if they think he can beat Spence. But what I think they want is for Spence to take more damage. They want Spence to be in a position where he's fought, all the best fighters at welterweight, and Terrence Crawford has had a cakewalk, and then Terrence Crawford gets to walk into the ring with a faded Errol Spence. I think that's why you hear more Bud fans talking about Errol hasn't made a defense in so and so years. Yeah, but he's been unifying titles, so why does it matter? The fan is uh Marlonius. Are you saying that he is the fantasy matchup versus Errol, or is he the fantasy matchup versus Boots? Facts, facts. Rondo Thatcher. I don't think he ready for. I don't think he ready for. I don't think he ready for Errol, man. Listen, we haven't even seen Boots in the ring with like you know B plus A minus fighters. Now we talking about he just gonna go in there and whoop the ass of the elite of the elite. Now maybe he can. Boots look really good when you look at him in the ring. He looks good, but I do see some flaws, and he hasn't been in the ring with someone who can exploit those flaws. So Boots may very well be the goods, but we don't know that for sure yet. That's my opinion. I got Virgil Ortiz. Amnesia, I got Virgil Ortiz. I've been saying that for a while. I got Virgil Ortiz. I think Virgil Ortiz is more dynamic. I think he's more explosive. I think he's a little bit faster, and I think he has more power. I have Virgil Ortiz. But it's gonna be fireworks because of the styles, man. Those two are gonna meet in the middle of the ring. They're gonna clash, and it's gonna be a war. I cannot wait to see that fight. Boots tends to move around in terms of like moving back straight and leaves his chin up. He's been caught several times doing that. Now, in his last couple of fights, I haven't seen him do that, but that's definitely a flaw for Boots. And sometimes he's doing some things that, keeps his hands down, doesn't move out at the right angle to avoid shots. Those are the things that I've seen from Boots when I was looking at some of his earlier film. Now, some of that stuff has sharpened a lot, but we still got to see him in the ring with somebody who has the skills and the repertoire to actually exploit certain flaws. Coach Joe, I feel you there. Totally feel you. Marlonius, I think Ortiz is the real deal too, man. And a lot of people don't give Ortiz the props that he deserves. And I think it's because he got hurt in that fight. And I believe the fight that he got hurt wasn't it Mean Machine that he got hurt against? Th- that's the fight that's popping in my head. It feels like Mean Machine is the fight that he got hurt in. You gotta tell me if I'm wrong or not. But Virgil Ortiz is the real deal, man. Bruh got skills. He's fast. He's a lot more explosive than I think people give him credit for sure. I made a comment somewhere saying Crawford doesn't challenge. The comeback was Spence should fight Boots. I love Spence versus Boots. If you go back and look at some of our old videos, I was calling for Spence versus Boots. I would love to see Spence show his grit and say, you know what? I want this Terrence Crawford fight so bad. I want to unify the welterweight division so bad that I'm willing to take on this young pup, this young buck that everybody say everyone is ducking, and get him up out of there to show you that I'm coming for Terrence Crawford. Similar to what Bernard Hopkins did with Jermaine Taylor. Because I thought Jermaine Taylor was a really bad matchup for Bernard Hopkins. Hopkins does not do well with athletic fighters. He's always struggled with them. No, Crawford don't want no smoke. He definitely don't want no smoke. And the WBO gonna keep helping him avoid the smoke. It's just that simple. Man, who gonna be the first person to call in though, man? Who gonna be the first person to call in? I didn't set up the call in number. All right. Everybody all my subscribers was telling me, hey, you gotta get a call in number, Greg. You gotta get a call in number. And now I got the call in number up. Nobody calling me. What's up? Nah, man. Nah. Spence has head movement if he need. Well, so Spence doesn't necessarily use the head movement like he should, but I won't say that Spence doesn't have head movement. And Amnesia, you gotta think about it like this: Spence is an Olympian. Oh shit! Who we got? Who we got, man? Who we got?
Hey, what's good, man? It's Marlonius, man.
Hello?
It's Marlon. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you if you're there.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Damn it, man. I don't hear you if
Hello?
you're
Can you hear
talking.
me? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Let me.
All right, we had somebody call in, man, but I couldn't hear him. You could hear him? What the? Why couldn't I hear him? Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Damn it, man. I could not hear him. Damn it. Well, look like I ain't got it set. I just had this thing set up and it was working. I don't know why I couldn't hear him. No, Eric, man, I'm not ducking calls, man. I want the calls, man. Hey, if you out there, try again, man. Maybe I'll be able to hear you this time. Try again. Whoever called. Shit. Man, I'm guys, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it right one of these days. It's definitely gonna be right. I don't know why I couldn't hear him. I just tested this thing and I could hear the person, so I don't know why I couldn't hear him. But yeah, man, I like boots, man. I like okay, I got a call coming in. Let me try it. Let me try it. Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. What's up?
Oh, nothing much. Here's what the problem was. So here's what the problem was. If I'm on YouTube on my phone, then you can't hear me, right? So you got to make sure you let the people know to X out the YouTube where you're not gonna be able to hear me,
Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Let me see if
right?
everybody
So
can.
if I'm on the phone, so I put you on TV, but if I'm on the phone and I call you while I'm on my phone, then you won't be able to hear
Ah, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. So what's
me.
up, bro?
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm just hearing you over here cook on Crawford, man. Oh man, it's a lot of money, being missed out on with Crawford. I really, as a boxing fan, I really wanted him to get with the PBC and put on, turn that machine on. You know what I'm saying? There's so many good
Right.
fights out there for him.
Man, there's a ton of good fights out there for him. And that's the problem that I had with Terrence Crawford from the beginning, right? When he re-signed with Top Rank, I was just like, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? And that's when I started first getting the inclination that maybe he didn't really want to fight. And he had the opportunity to go over there and make the best fights with the best fighters. And that told me that, really he wanted to stay over there with Top Rank, get that free money because Top Rank really didn't have some of the top fighters over there, and then get that guaranteed money and not face the biggest and best fighters over there. And people keep talking about, oh, Spence and the PBC fighters, they were ducking him, they were ducking him. At what point was Top Rank trying to negotiate that fight? That's the reason why he sued him. So no, I totally
Right.
agree. He should have went over there and made those fights with the PBC, even if he just became a free agent, so he could have made those fights. I would have really enjoyed that.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing is like it's like Crawford. It seemed like Al Heyman would be the best thing for him because he's trying to be independent. Al Heyman would give him the game, but
Oh,
he has to
facts.
make some type of commitment. He seemed like he don't want to make the commitment to uh the multi-fight deals so he could get in with the PBC. But it seemed like if he want to learn the game, then he would do that. But the way he's looking now, man, he looks unprofessional. He looks like he doesn't. He says one thing, he does another. He's all over the
Exactly.
place. He needs to let Al Heyman take him up underneath his wing and give him the game. Like, I mean, like how much more? I mean, how much more proof do you need that Heyman is going to look out for you? I mean, he produced the highest grossing boxer in the history of boxing. He got Errol Spence over there killing it, and then standing on this, and then boots, and all these. Even Danny Garcia, he's got the whole 47 on lockdown. Why not just get in with him and stop trying to play these games like upfront money and all? Just take the B side position, go in there and wreck shop, and put yourself in a position where you could be the A side in the PBC um, stable because Al will give you that. Al is giving all of them the opportunity. He turned them once he turned that welterweight machine on. It's $10 million. They're producing so much money. That division is producing the most money in boxing. So if your motive is money, it seemed like that's where you would want to be, in my opinion. And that's just in my opinion.
All facts. And when you think about some of the comments that he made about Al Heyman after the negotiations, he basically said Al Heyman's a cool guy. Al Heyman's going to look after the best interests of his fighters. Well, if you've gotten that understanding, then why wouldn't you sign with Al Heyman?
Oh
He has a
man, like
he has a fighter that touched
yeah,
a billion. Why wouldn't you sign with Al Heyman? You're giving you're giving him all of these accolades. You're giving him all of these superlatives after you've had the opportunity to actually deal with Al Heyman. So if all these things are true, then why is it that you're doing what it is that you're doing? It
yeah.
makes no sense to me.
I think what it is it's Crawford's team, right? Like so, Crawford does the work. He's the guy, right? He should get the credit. But I've seen a couple of videos of Bomac. How Bomac was like questioning Bob Arum on the Manny fight. Like for me, it seems like Bomac. I mean, it just Crawford's team. I can't say specifically who's the manager. Who I don't care about. I don't care about none of that. I'm saying like you had the opportunity to fight Manny Pacquiao, right? So if you're a business person and you know anything about momentum, you should already be making 15, $20 million a fight. It shouldn't be this. I need $10 million, $5 million. You should already have 20, $50 million. Bud has been in
Right.
the game damn near 15 years. What is this about this guarantee upfront shit? Fight the
You know,
fight, get paid after the fight. You get the pay, let the pay per view come in. You get $20 million. Al Heyman's
he
got he's got over 10, he's got over 30 fights with Floyd doing this from 97, what from 99 all up into 2023 with Earl and Brawner and Manny and all these. What is the problem? So that's what leads me to believe that it's fear factor. It's a
yeah.
fear
So
factor.
my thing is this: with Terrence Crawford, he's used to that model, right? He wasn't promoted correctly. That's
Right.
Terrence's issues, man. He wasn't promoted correctly, and so because he wasn't promoted correctly, he has not been a draw. So Terrence Crawford is now looking for those guaranteed dollars because that's all he's ever been able to get. He's like, I can't put any asses in seats, so I need to get these guaranteed dollars ASAP. I mean, he basically admitted that, right? When he did the Instagram live, and he was talking about the conversation that he and Errol Spence had. So he knows that he's
Facts.
not
Yeah.
generating any dollars, right? So I mean, that's just what it is. He
Right.
understands that. And now that he's 30, what, 35 years old, he probably says to himself, if I'm not a draw now, I'm never going to be a draw. I'm used to trying to get guaranteed money. That's what I got to position myself to do. So that's how I feel about Terrence Crawford. I think that's the reason why he's doing it.
So answer me this, right? Answer me this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a businessman, right,
Yep.
your leverage, well, Crawford's leverage, being the number he's being pushed by the number one sports network in the world as the number one pound for pound fighter in the world.
Right.
His value, right? His value is is before he went and did his one off with BLK and he did the independent thing. I respect that. But now that the attempt of doing it his own way and all of it coming back as basically a flop. I mean, he got paid. He got the money that he's saying that he got the money that he wanted. But how did that help his leverage? Like why
It
not
didn't.
go into the PBC with being, hey man, I'm the number one pound for pound. Let's do this pay per view. I'm gonna kick Spence's ass, and then the next time around, I'm gonna bite the bullet on this first one, but the next time around, then we gotta talk. We got to go up on these numbers. But now he has another out. Now he has another excuse because you can't go back to Al Heyman and be like, okay, I need more money,
Facts. Fact. I
right?
mean,
Like,
he's
like
in a
I
worse.
need more
He's
money. When you just flopped, man.
Yeah. He's in a worse negotiating position now.
So
Absolutely.
where's your leverage? Yeah, like where's his leverage now? And then look, all these other welterweights. Look, Stanionis, Ortiz, Spence. If Manny comes out of a retirement and fights Spence, you know how big that fight's gonna be. That
It'd
fight
be
is
huge.
gonna be big.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's like hit like Spence, Charlo, 54, all those guys. Like Crawford, his time is running out. He needs to get in cool with the PBC, get off the internet, stop talking about stop trying to convince the public. 90% of the people that I'm listening to are saying that Bud's a duck, and right now it's looking that way. But I would say if you have any inclination that you're gonna lose, get in there now, get that money now, go in there, get that money now, and if you lose suspense, hey, at least you got 15, 20 mil. You know what I'm saying? But the way he's doing it now, man, it's looking bad. Like he's out here looking bad.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, I appreciate you calling in, man, being the first one. What's your name again?
Hey man, my name's Marlon, man, but I'm Marlonius on the that's my
Ah,
handle
gotcha.
on
Gotcha.
YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I'm
appreciate
just a
you.
boxing nerd, man. I'm just a boxing nerd, just surfing the web. I'm on here. I go to all the fights. I live in California, so
Gotcha.
the
Are you
they fight
subscribed
at
to the channel?
Staples. They fight at Cars. Say what?
You subscribe to the channel?
I'm look. I'm a subscribe right now. You got another subscriber, bro.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Much
I
love, man.
just
Thank
I
you for
just
calling in.
subscribed. You good?
All right. Hey, we do a show every Sunday at 4 p.m. Make sure you check it out.
Oh, for sure, man. I'll be back, man. I'll be back. You take it easy, man. Happy New Year. Nice meeting you, and I'll catch you on the next one.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in. Man, that was my first call. I heard somebody else calling in. I don't know who that was, but if you want to call back now, by all means, call back. But no, man, Marlonius had some really good points, man, in terms of Terrence Crawford and how he's behaving. I mean, at the end of the day, again, he had the opportunity to come over to the PBC. We saw all the superlatives that he's given Al Heyman in the past. Why not try to make that move? That's the move for him to make. And I get that a lot of people say he's an older fighter now. Al Heyman wouldn't want him. But at the same time, they offered him a multi-fight deal. So clearly they want to be in business with Terrence Crawford and thought it would be lucrative for them to be in business with Terrence Crawford. So obviously, Al believes that he can promote him in a way that makes him a bigger star. So he should have made that happen. I don't know why he hasn't. If Errol doesn't fight Crawford, he has to fight Boots or move up. And they won't give Jermel. Yeah, that's fair, Guzo. He's probably gonna have to fight Boots if he doesn't move up, and he might not move up. He might take that challenge. Coach Joe, facts, facts. He's been pandered his entire year. Pandered, pampered, however you want to say it. That's big facts. He should have. Crawford should have tried to. So let me back up. Trill Hill, and I don't know if this is based off of a comment that I made earlier, but I'm not saying that Boots got a ton of flaws. I don't know if that's directed at me or not. All fighters have flaws. He has some flaws. I don't know to what extent his flaws are until he gets into the ring with better competition. But Crawford's not going to get into the ring with anybody with a pulse. We heard him on the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer, where he said the biggest threat in the welterweight division, I guess outside of Spence, and really he was asking him about Virgil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis, and he definitely said Boots Ennis. That lets you know the level of respect that Terrence Crawford has for Boots Ennis, which means that he's probably not going to get in the ring with him. It's just as simple as that. Just as simple as that. Man, who else I got out there, man, that's willing to call in? Somebody called me earlier. Who called? Call me back, man. Let's talk about it. Terrence Crawford fans, Errol Spence fans, doesn't matter. Boots Ennis fans, doesn't matter. Let's talk about it. Guzo Ping, how is Errol trapped? Spence versus Boots is a great for the sport. Agreed. Lamont Brown 75, agreed. That's a great fight for the sport. I would love for Spence to take that fight. Win, lose, or draw. Like all these guys, I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan. I was looking at a video from Floyd Mayweather when he was over in Manchester, um, when he was getting ready to fight Ricky Hatton. And man, I sometimes I miss that guy. But Floyd made it not okay to lose. And when Floyd made it not okay to lose, a lot of these fighters felt like they were going to lose their marketability by losing. And so now we're not seeing the biggest and best fights in the sport. Floyd was fighting people that were coming off of their best wins. Floyd was fighting guys who were at the top of the sport at that time. And these guys are not necessarily doing that. And even at an advanced age, Floyd was doing that. These guys got to step it up and fight each other. Frank White, call me, man. Yo, is this Frank Wright?
Yo, what up?
What's going on, man? What's up?
I'm telling man, look, selfishly, I don't want to see Spence fight Boots until after he fight Crawford. Because I'm telling you, man, Spence my first fighter and Boots my next fighter.
Right.
And I don't think they can him for it, man. He got like got Roy Jones athleticism and power and speed, but like Mayweather fundamentals. He different, man. I want
Man,
to see Spence fight after he fight Crawford. I
yo,
don't think Crawford. I thought Crawford wanted all the smoke from all the years he was talking all that, but he knew PBC had a plan with Spence. He knew Spence was trying to get all them belts, and now it's clear as day now that Spence got the belt and he pulled out of the fight to fight David Applebottom.
Man, it's been clear. Yo, I don't know if you guys have had the opportunity to go see the truth behind Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, but I highlight the timeline of all this stuff. Errol was saying
Yep.
before Terrence Crawford even got into the actual division that he has a plan. He needs to fight the guys on the PBC because those are the guys that have the title, and that's the easier fights to make. I mean, he said that back in
Right,
2017.
right, right, right.
So they keep
When they met up with each other, you're right.
yeah, no. That was 2018. I'm talking about in 2017 before they even met up with each other. Before
Oh,
Terrence Crawford was even in 147 pounds. If you get the opportunity, go watch the truth behind Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. I lay it all out. So when these guys
hey,
start talking about Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence said that Terrence Crawford has to have a belt. No, he didn't. Go look at the video. In 2017, he says, I don't really care about all the belt stuff. His name just hasn't come across his desk. If Al says his name and it comes across his desk, hey, we can make it happen. But I still need to clean up this side of the street first before I start thinking about Terrence Crawford. That's what he said in 2017.
but that's like people them like I like Bud inside the ring, but outside the ring, I don't like men that come out like jealous. That's a female shit. Like you can
I
tell the
feel you.
team is just they talk, oh he dancing this, he drinking this. What the fuck difference does it make what he do outside the ring as long as he fights? Like
Exactly.
I just don't feel bad. His whole team, they just weirdos. But did you see the video with Bomac? I think it was on Trail Boxing Talk like years ago. And he said, yeah, we could have took the IBF route, but we came into the division taking the WBO route.
Bro, I just mentioned that. Probably like 10 minutes ago. Like Bo Mack saying that they could have
Right,
went
I
the,
just got
the,
on
the
your live
IBF
about
route.
5 minutes ago.
Oh, no. You good. You good. I'm glad you brought it up. Because everybody talk about, this, that, and the third, and guys petitioning this and that and the third. But Terrence Crawford wasn't going for that smoke either. Like people talk about Errol Spence and saying, oh, Errol Spence, when the last time he defended the IBF title? Well, we know Errol Spence had a car crash. We know Errol Spence had a detached retina. We know Errol Spence has been unifying the titles. So what are we
And he
really
just
talking
finished
about
against
here?
Ugas.
But the thing
And he
that's
just finished
glossed,
against Ugas, Danny Garcia,
yeah,
Sean
exactly.
Porter.
And then what's glossed over though is the fact that Terrence Crawford, he's had the WBO title since 2018. He's defended it against his mandatory twice. Twice. So how is it that you keep talking about Errol Spence and him fighting against his mandatories, but Terrence Crawford's not fighting against his mandatories? Doesn't make any sense.
Man, that's that Crawford fan base who obviously they're not real fans. That's what it all boils down to, man. Look, them people like they let ESPN, the Zone, all them tell them that Al Hammond is this, and majority of these dudes is black. Like, how you listen to some white dudes tell you how the black man is bad for boxing? And every fight, even Edgar Barner went to a new promotion thing, but he said I'll always take care of him. I'll go pay him. They just want to fight good fights, which is weird because you're supposed to want to fight good fights.
Right.
But everybody that ever like, come on, man, he did Michael Jackson. I'm from Cleveland, where Al Hammond from. My mother went to high school with him. Man, he did Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Drake business. Like, why would he rob some boxers who's making a few $1,000,000? That don't make no sense.
Doesn't make any
That's
sense to me.
that's the Crawford fans. Like, they come on here and lie.
Here's the other
It's
narrative
crazy
that people keep
grown
talking
men
about.
come on YouTube and lie.
Here's the other narrative people keep talking about. The PBC, they're holding up fights. PBC made Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. They're making Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Hold up. What about exactly? Hold up. But what about Virgil Ortiz and Stanionis? Because isn't Stanionis every time I've seen Stanionis fight, it's been on the PBC. But you know what network they're going to fight on? The Zone. So clearly,
What?
the PBC, yeah, they're fighting on the Zone. They're fighting on the
And
Zone.
then Danny Jacobs was with PBC. He gonna let you get your money if you want to get your money. So that
Yeah.
don't make no
Al
sense.
Heyman ain't blocking no damn fights. I'm not trying to hear that. Al Heyman ain't blocking no damn fights. That's BS.
Every big fight they've been made in the last 5 years, except Canelo and Triple G, was on PBC.
Yep.
Like, what's the last big fight on I guess Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford? But that's Porter like on his way up. It was kind of a big fight though.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a big fight. According to the pay-per-view vibes, that wasn't a big fight.
Yeah, yeah. It was a boxer fans big fight, but yeah, of course. I mean, no fight is what is in this. That's why I be tripping off all these fans like Team Cover this thing. Why you don't support him then? Why do we have the
Exactly.
worst pay per views out of anybody in boxing? We got the
Exactly.
worst pay per views out of everybody.
If he got all these fans, these hardcore fans, why isn't he selling like that? It doesn't make any sense. It's never. Listen, and there are Terrence Crawford fans that do come to the channel and they do make sense. And I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
happen to
yeah. There's
disagree with them.
some, but half of them be saying crazy shit. And
Yeah,
then
a
I think
lot
a
of them be
lot of
saying
them,
some
like
crazy shit.
a lot of the new ones, they just don't, like I said, they don't like PBC because what ESPN, the Zone, and all that said about them. So they really just Earl Spence haters, though. Disguising themselves as Terrence Crawford fans.
And why they hate Errol, man? Errol been right here trying to unify the titles. Why would you hate Errol Spence? I'm
And
not
Earl
tracking
did,
with that.
and everything he said he was gonna do, he did. Like he didn't come on there and like Crawford. You could tell Crawford was lying in that live interview. He was clear as day lying. Like Boots and Ennis and them said, like Carter said, the name didn't come up. They said, well, I'll fight him in his backyard. I'll fight him in his living room. Like, what are you talking about? My name didn't come up. I'm ranked high, way higher than him. You picked him because it's an easy fight, and you the
Exactly
boss, so
right.
you make the calls. What you
And
mean
the
my name didn't come up?
WBO,
You said you the boss.
man, that dude ain't no damn boss, man. Bosses cut checks. They don't ask for
You know that he's saying that though because the PBC fighters, they got their little promotional thing. So
them. Yeah.
really, that kind of promote the promoters out lightweight, except the ones they really work with. He's just saying that because, like I said, he's jealous of Earl because everybody been saying Earl is his own boss, Earl this, Earl that. So now he's so dead fast on trying to prove he a boss too. It's like his whole shit is, but it's the same blueprint that the top ranked Bill Manny Pacquiao love trolling Floyd Mayweather. Oh,
Facts.
Floyd ducking them. It's the same blueprint they use
Facts.
for Crawford and Spence.
Facts. I've used that same analogy in the past. But one thing I want to point out, and this is to all Terrence Crawford fans and anybody else that does not like Errol Spence. How can you not like a fighter that has a car crash, one that could have ended his life, and
Man,
instead of getting back into the ring with a tomato can, similar to Avanesian, he takes on Danny Garcia.
man.
He suffers from a detached retina. Instead of taking a tune-up fight, he goes right into a unification bout with Ugas, who a lot of people felt beat Sean Porter. How can you
He
not
did.
like and respect a
Right,
fighter like that?
right, right.
So if
Man,
you
that
want to know
you know
why, if you want to know why this channel supports Errol Spence, that's why.
that's why. That's why. And the man, he stayed on his word. I don't fight too enough. He did everything he said. And then people keep talking. I like when they try to. Well, I hate when they try to downgrade Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia lost two split decisions to like the top at that time, the top three welterweights. Sean Porter, and that was a split decision, and what's the was a split decision? Keith Thurman. And so a lot of people thought like Danny won them fights.
Right? Exactly. That's exactly right, man. So at the end of the day, man, we're gonna let them be. We're gonna let them be who they're gonna be, man. But hey, man, Frank,
Yeah,
right? I appreciate you calling in, man.
yeah,
I know I'm pretty sure you're subscribed to the channel because I think I've seen you
yeah,
in the comment
for
section on
sure.
many occasions. So, man,
Yeah, for sure.
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you showing the channel love, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yep, no doubt.
All right, man. Holla at you. All right, man. That was Frank Wright. We got 43 people in the building. If you haven't had the opportunity to hit the like button, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is your first time seeing the content, please subscribe. We probably got about 200 videos on the channel. So there's a lot of content there. We cover all different fights, boxers. You'll really enjoy our content. And if you don't, hey, come in the comment section and talk to us, man. Tell us why we wrong. All right, man. Who else do we got, man, in the chat who's willing to call? I want to give my boy though a shout out, Eric Holloway, man. I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate it, man. I've been trying to figure out ways to grow this channel and ways to give the subscribers what they want. They've been asking for a call in, and I figured it out for at least one person. I think I have it figured out too for both Jason and I to both hear the callers, but we'll see. But yeah, man, we've been working hard to give all of you guys what it is that you want. Anybody else trying to call in, man? Let me know. I'm about to refill. So my daughter bought me these, got my initials on it, and brought me that little nice little container back there, also with my initials on it. So I always make sure I enjoy a nice fine bourbon when I'm talking to you guys. Give me a second, real quick. All right, man. Facts, facts. But Spence even wanted to fight with the detached retina. Exactly, exactly. Because Spence want that smoke. That's exactly right. All good, Renee Box Young. All good, my brother. So, man, what else do we have on the agenda that I want to touch on, man? We talked about Terrence Crawford boots. Talked about Boots saying he's gonna beat Spence. Talked about the WBO and how they ducking. We're gonna release a video here probably tomorrow. Jason and I recorded it this weekend. It was a prediction video for Tank versus Hector Garcia this weekend. So we're gonna be dropping that very soon. I'm gonna go to the chat section real quick to see if there's any other questions, and if anybody else is looking to call in. Um, B Megastar, what's up, Coach Joe? What fights were announced yesterday? I might have missed them. Sorry, I do the channel in between work. I might have missed those fights. Okay, Ben, right? Let's see. I love that. Renee Box, I love that. I would love to see him in the ring with all those guys. You guys saw that Benavidez said that Boo Boo would be his biggest challenge at that division. So I thought that was interesting because I actually think Charlo is the biggest challenge. Brandon House, salute, man. What's up? Appreciate you, man. Live from Detroit. What's happening, man? What else we got? Jason will be back probably sometime, I don't know, this weekend or so. He's celebrating with his wife. Man, I like Boots too, man. I'm hoping that he's gonna end up being the goods and take over the division. But you never know, man. It's hard to know, man, really how all these guys are gonna end up turning out. I have no idea. Boots versus Ellis. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like that fight, man. I would love to see those two young guns get in the ring, man, and see how they end up stacking up. Really, man, in my opinion, and this is just how I see it. I want to see Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. I want to see those two older lions get the opportunity to unify the title and go ahead and move out before they have to fight these young guns. And then I would love to see these young guns like Stanionis and Ortiz, and I know they're already fighting, but Speedy Ellis and Jerron Ennis, I would love to see all these guys get in the ring and see how they all fare against each other, similar to what we're seeing at 135 pounds and 140 pounds. I want to see all these guys get in the ring and see what they end up doing. That's the deal right there. That's what I want to see. Yeah, Rondo, he might take over. He might take over. I'm not doubting that. He might take over the game, but he still got to get in there and prove it, man. I'm not going to give him any accolades outside of what I've seen so far. Um, Everything for me is going to be a might. He might do it until we actually see him in the ring with some better competition. I love it. I love it. Now, I did a video on Maul, and sometimes it feels like Maul is just talking, and it's just because Maul called out David Benavidez a while ago, and I think it was back in April of 2020 was when he called out Benavidez, and then when Benavidez responded wanting to smoke, then Jamal his energy changed. Now Maul has been out for a little bit, and he might be ready to get back into the thick of thing, man, and really really push to get his name back out there. So he might be willing to get in the ring with Benavidez right now, but I'm not 100% sure, and it's just based off of the history of what's going on. But Benavidez, he been disrespectful with it, man. He been calling Maul a bitch, and don't get me wrong, he called Plan a bitch as well. Um, and he also called Maul a pussy though, and I was like, God, man, he really going at the Maul hard. But similarly, when when Brian Custer asked him about Better Beef, Benavidez, his energy changed a little bit. I saw that energy change. He didn't. I didn't hear that confidence in him when he was talking about Better Beefs. Like, yeah, I take that fight, but it wasn't like how he was when he was talking about Maul. He a pussy. I'll take that fight. When he said Better Beef, he was like, yeah, I mean, I fight anybody, but you know, I kind of gotta. I'm at 168 pounds. I gotta figure out how to gain weight or whatever it was he said. So he doesn't have the same energy for Better Beef. And Coach Joe, you right. I actually like Maul's chances in that fight. I really do. The way that Maul fights, because we know that David Benavidez is not defensively responsible, right? So Maul actually has a really good chance in that fight. I think he should take that fight. I think he has a 55 to 60% chance to win, in my opinion. Jamel is that dude. Jamel is that dude. And I've always been more of a fan of Maul than Mel. I think Mel is a little bit more emotional, but because of those emotions, Mel just hops out there. So when people say that Mel won't take a fight with Terrence Crawford, I'm like, you got to be killing me. Mel will absolutely take that fight. Hey, if you haven't had the chance yet, man, subscribe to the channel. The Angry Man Podcast is me and my guy Jason. We are always dropping content, and I think you guys will enjoy the channel. We enjoy having people come in the comment section and talk to us. You'll always find us in the comment section. We love to talk boxing. I have no idea who Tim Zoo is fighting. I don't know if that's been announced. I assume that that fight is going to get pushed out. Now, if I remember correctly, Mel damaged his a metatarpal, and if I remember correctly when I looked it up, it takes about 4 weeks for it to heal, and I think it's going to be about 2 months before it can actually do heavy training, which I assume is punching. So Mel might be back in the ring sometime, maybe in late April, I would imagine. So I'm thinking that fight is just going to get pushed out. No, I'm not going to the fight. I wish I could. So it's interesting, Eric, man. We Jason and I talked about being the type of channel that we go to the fights, but it feels like when you go into the fights and you have more interaction with the boxers and the promotional companies and you're trying to get interviews with them and all that stuff, it feels more like you got to kiss their ass. And I don't want to ever be a channel where I can't speak freely on how I see things. And because of that, I don't think we're going to be one of those types of channels that try to go to fights. We might still do it. We might still go to different gyms and stuff like that. But if I feel the need to call out a fighter, I'm gonna call out a fighter. And I don't want to be tied to anybody or any promotional company. So what else do we have in the chat? Do we got anybody else looking to call in? I am free. Let's talk about it. Guzo Pent, Rondo. But Jamel always said he would never fight Spence. I think Spence beat him up in the gym. Hmm, I don't know. Trill Hill, I don't have a lot of thoughts on Morrell yet. I need to do more research on him and look at more of his fights before I can really give an honest assessment on him. So similar to Anui, I just haven't seen enough to give a honest opinion on him. Benavidez want all the smoke until it comes to better beef. I don't think he really want that smoke. His energy changed, Eric. His energy changed when we started talking better beef. Stephen Fulton. I'm not there with Anui yet, and I know a lot of people say that he's really good. Um, I saw the no Nonito Daenerys fight. That was the only one that I saw, and we know that Nonito was a dog back in the day, but he's a little longer in the tooth today. Um, so I don't know how much credit I can give him for a fight like that, and that's the only fight that I've seen. So forgive me if he's better than that, then he's better than that. I need to look at him a little bit more. No, Fulton, nice man. Fulton, nice. Cool boy Steph. I've seen a little bit of him for sure, and he's nice. What else we got in the comment section? Jamel will kill that man. What else we got in the comment section? Any other questions in the comment section? Anybody willing to call in? I've been going at it now for about an hour and 13 minutes. Let me know if you're ready to call in or if you got any more questions in the comment section. We ready to go. See what we got here. Ooh, who y'all think Bivol versus Better Beef? Uh, Guzo, I got to get back to you on that one. I need to look at them a bit closer. My initial thought was Bivol, but I need to see how they match up. What matchups do I like for Mel at 160? See Mel at 160. I don't know, man. I have to think on that one too. I always like for fighters to move up and when they move up, take something that's going to be an introductory type of fight into the sport. I have to think on who's at 160 pounds, um, and what fight would make sense for Mel. What else we got, guys? What else we got? Any other question? Last round for call-ins. Last rounds for call-ins. See. All right. So, man, I'm a lightweight. Who's gonna take over? Shakur. Shakur's gonna take over. Cool boy Steph is nice. Very nice. Love cool boy Steph. I got him over Nui. Now that's based off of what I've seen from Nui so far, but I got him over Nui. Oh, yeah. So Skip Bayless. Yeah, I go ahead and comment on this. Um, so you're watching Monday Night Football and you see a young man literally fall out after making a tackle. You don't know exactly what's going on with that young man, but you do know that he actually ran into somebody and probably ran into that person at a very high speed, considering that both of those guys are very athletic. And the first comment that you make is about uh, how can the, and I'm paraphrasing here, how can the NFL basically cancel this game? And I know the comment that he made at the end that seems trivial now, whatever it was he said, but you don't make a comment like that at that point. I think Skip Bayless is insensitive. I think there's a lot of things. So Skip just strikes me as the type of person that cares more about the job than he does people. It's more about what actually happens in terms of the sport than he does that he cares about people. And that's a problem. I'm surprised that Fox hasn't put their foot in his ass for that comment. Now, I usually don't agree with anything Shannon Sharp says, specifically relative to LeBron James, because I think he's just a nut hugger. But in this particular case, he was spot on. I 100% agree with Shannon Sharp, and I think Skip should have come on there and apologized. Skip doesn't apologize for anything. He doesn't apologize to anybody. All he cares about is that show, and all he cares about is um, how the sports and what happens in the sports affect his show. So I have an issue with to Skip Bayless, and you're right, he's goofy as shit. Yep, Skip is who we thought he was. Exactly right. So Renee Box Young, we go live Sunday at 4 p.m. Every Sunday at 4 p.m. I think we've gone live every Sunday at 4 p.m. for the last 2.5 months. So that's typically when we go live. And then we have content all during the week. I just went live tonight because number one, I wanted to test out this call-in feature. And I saw a lot of people giving me smoke in the comment section, and I wanted to get on live to see if any of those people were going to come on. Because again, people talk bold in the comment section, but it's very hard when you're actually in front of somebody, or not necessarily in front of somebody, but you have to talk back and forth. And now you have to present your argument and see if your argument makes sense in front of everybody. A lot of people aren't willing to do that. So that's the reason why I went live today. Yep. Every Sunday, 4 p.m. What else do we got, man? Anything else? Took the words right out of my mouth. Insensitive, absolutely. Well, man, I appreciate everybody that joined me tonight. I noticed this was impromptu. We don't, we didn't get the usual amount of people that we would normally get because it was impromptu. I didn't give people heads up that I was going live, but I appreciate everybody that joined. Thank you, Eric Holloway, for the donation to the channel. Every little bit helps, and it helps us bring you guys this great boxing content. I want to first, before I get off here, give our sponsors a shout out. Rock Dog Interactive. They do all the graphic stuff. They help me out with my audio and all that stuff. I'm very appreciative of Rock Dog. And then Black Father Figures. Black Fathers are invaluable. That's a buddy of mine that you guys will see in the comment section all the time. Um, has started this Black Father Figures, and then we're going to be able to present you with more information on Black Father Figures very soon and give you guys the website and all that. So appreciate you guys. Renee Boxyon, thank you. Salute. Showboat, what's up, man? What's up, Showboating? Hey, Showboat, we still got to do a show together, bro. We still got to do. I got to come to your channel. We still got to do a show together. But yeah, man, appreciate it. Hey, y'all guys, go check out Showboating. I think Showboating go live at Showboating. I think you go live at 10. Correct me if I'm wrong, Showboating. Drop your info in the chat section, Showboating, before I log off. I think you go live at 10. Am I right? Yep, Showboating live at 10. Y'all go check Showboating out. That's our guy. We've done a show with him before. Showboating, we got to get you back on our show, and we got to get on your show, man, for sure. But appreciate y'all, man. Much love. We'll be connecting soon. Jason will be back this weekend to go live with us. And until next time, hey, I might go live again sometime this week. If I do, I give you guys heads up. But appreciate you guys, man. Peace.